That is right. And joining us this morning to talk about a variety of issues is Representative Bill Huizenga. Bill, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good morning. Good seeing you guys.
Thanks for waking up with us. We appreciate it.
Happy to.
Visit.
Not a problem.
Right.
Yeah, and Shana, a little rain is not so great as you're trying to make that drive in from Zealand.
So there's
What's the damper in the morning commute for you?
All right, well, there's a lot of issues out there that we wanted to talk about. Number one that we want to hit today is the student loan interest rates, because I know a lot of folks have loans out there that are wondering what's going to happen.
Well, here's what's going to happen. The House passed a bill, and there's a lot of disinformation out there. This is not a case where if they expired, people that are currently paying them would have an increase. It actually was only for people moving forward, not those students that currently have them. Very difficult decision, but here's the situation. We are dealing with artificially low interest rates on everything, whether it's home loans, car loans, business loans, and the same thing with our student loans. And at some point, those have to start coming back up. And 5 years ago, when they passed this original bill, actually led by Nancy Pelosi in the House, they put this 5-year cliff in it as a way to bring them back to what they normally had been. But it's a very tough time out there, and we don't think we want to do anything that's going to harm that. Now, I voted against it because I felt very important to make that statement. Not because I don't like students, and not because we don't want to see kids going out there and getting education, but again, it's not anybody who currently has a student loan. It was going forward.
And it's kind of a two-pronged concern, because the next question is, okay, how are we going to pay for this? And this is now coming out of part of Obama's health care law. For the preventative care for women, right?
Yeah, and that's well, no, it's not so much the preventative care for women. It's actually a piece where the president had proposed in his last budget taking some of that money out. The debate is, are we going to offset or pay for, quote unquote, pay for these things, or are we just going to put them on the credit card? And I think that is also very problematic. Now, here's the most important thing that we can do for a student. Get them an opportunity to go get a job. That is really the key on this, is how are we going to make sure that we have an economy that's clicking along, that these students aren't going to have to just keep going back to school or struggling to make these loan payments. Get them a job is the best possible payment method.
All right, Bill, let's talk about Postal Service. A lot of talk about Saturday's going to be a possibility. Are we going to lose Saturdays? Where are you seeing it up in Congress?
Yeah, unknown exactly. The Senate has passed a bill, but they've kind of gone back on themselves a little bit regarding wanting to slow down any of those post office closings. And frankly, we still have a situation where we're not allowing the post office to act like any other business would. And so we keep telling them, hey, we're not going to give you any more money. We're not going to tell you how to do business. Oh, but by the way, you can't close this post office down, and oh, you have to make sure you continue to do Saturday delivery and all those other things. So, you know, I just wish Congress would actually walk the talk and allow them to function and figure out how to make that work. They are talking about reduction in staff through attrition and retirements and that kind of thing, and in all likelihood, that is definitely a direction that has to go. It's losing millions of dollars every day, and it's not sustainable as it is. So, and we still have to deal with their pensions and a number of other things too.
Well, we had a question from a viewer regarding the farm bill for 2012. What is that? How is that doing?
Yeah, actually, there is a Senate farm bill that has been drafted and proposed, has not passed yet. Same thing in the House. They're working on that. The lead is coming out of the Senate, though, and that is going to be a revamping of how we're dealing with things like crop insurance and whether there's subsidies or not going to be subsidies, and some farm youth labor issues.
Right. That's what I was going to think of, as like the kids wouldn't be able to work on their own farms, right?
Well, this is just unbelievable to me that you know, we are going to so fundamentally change the way that farms operate, that these kids that are currently there, and this is a separate Department of Agriculture ruling that had been proposed. They just withdrew it late last week because of the outrage. I mean, it just absolutely makes no sense. Here you are, you've got kids that under normal circumstances would be learning how to work on their family farm, and nobody wants to put kids into danger.
No.
I certainly don't as a parent. But at the same time, this is a way of life, and teaching kids how to work and work hard is a good thing.
And run the business, the family business.
Exactly right.
Here at West Michigan.
That's exactly right.
All right.